Welcome to part two of Argo and Camp Adventures. Getting ready to install bearings in this 8x8 Argo Aurora. See what happens. The disassembly was pretty straightforward, so I'm expecting the install to go as expected. Hey, good day. I'm getting ready to reinstall the new bearings and axles in this Argo Aurora 8x8, and I'm going to attempt to document what I can, so in the hopes that you might be able to use this information if you're working on your own machine. So here we are with the Argo. I've got 3 shafts out of the machine on one side, and the rear one has a different axle extension on it, and the 2 middle ones are the same. So there's the shafts and all the parts. I've got some stuff set up here for the new bearings, and I'm just going to test fit them on there. Just clean up the shaft a little bit. The old bearing, which you can see, is I've cleaned it up, but it's pretty rusty. It'll slide down into that position, and a lock nut will hold it on there. This is the new bearing. A little bit of difference in the 2 of them in terms of height and whatnot. I think this bearing is the newer, improved bearing, and I'll slide that down, transfer the set screws over to it, and then as you can see on there, there's a little grease hole there that will line up with the Zerk on there. So when that goes in, that's gotta line up with the Zerk, and then you set the screws and whatnot. But I'll be using an Everseas product to coat the shaft, keep it from corroding anymore. And anyway, that's kind of where I'm at right now. Still have some cleanup to do in the tub and whatnot, so I'll get at that. I'm going to dry fit this rear axle, get the bearing on and the keeper, and slide it in. I've dressed up the ends of the shaft and whatnot, and let's see how it all jives together. That's got to, at some point, it's got to get into the, there we go, right into the, and then, so that's it, just spinning around there. And there appears to be 2 holes to grease the inside of the bearing. I'll have to look at that a little closer and see. So that one's at top dead center, and then if I put this keeper on here, and that, so basically that's the way it'll go back in. Obviously it needs gaskets and some Everseas and the sprockets and the split rings and so on. So anyway, ready to slide this axle in, number 4. Got the retainer cup there, and got the flange on, the gaskets on, the bearings set, got the split ring on. All right, we got everything all lined up, ready to slide the axle in, and here we go. So I got the inside retainer there, and going in, put some anti-seize on the, I think that's probably bottomed out on the
sprocket inside, so I'll slip that on. There she's on, and I just need to snap that snap ring on, slide the end of that into the inner bearing, and the only thing I need to do here is need to figure out where this grease hole is for the Zerk. And then the only thing left to do is to put the bolt in the other end, but also to align the Zerk with the grease hole. And there she is there. In anticipation of bolting this up, I'm going to put the blue Loctite on these bolts. Okay, so I don't want to turn that axle while I'm putting this on because it potentially can move. And then the only other instruction was to seal those bolts with some clear silicone. But
getting ready to install the second axle. I've got the bolts in, the flange and the cup as gaskets ready to roll, and here's the axle. Just going to line the bearing up to the center of that flat spot on the shaft, and that'll be where I lightly set the set screw. I'm going to put some copper never seize on this, and then I'll pack this cup with grease and be ready to slide it in. So I got the chains wrapped around the sprockets. Don't have the shaft in yet, but I got the links at the top, so I should be able to slide the axle in. That coated with looks rusty, but it's coated with copper never seize. All right, so we got the chains in. And the axle's in, sprockets are lined up. I got one more split ring to put on the inside, and I'm going to put that bolt in, and the bearing is set. And I just need to line up the Zerk with the hole. Looks like it's right there, and just need to twist that a little bit, and should be ready to button her up. Axle number 3 on its way in. Got the chains mounted on the sprockets. Obviously no shafts on there yet. Gonna insert the axle here, and then the axle's pretty well prepped to go.
going in there. Able to slide that in there, get the axles splines engaged, and good to go. Happened to have some Caterpillar yellow paint kicking around, so I painted my Masterlinks yellow. Not a very bright yellow, but nonetheless. So I've got all the chains installed. Just need to clip the springs on the adjuster. I've got the Masterlinks painted up with cat orange, and everything is installed. Those shafts, I need to slide that split ring in closer to the sprocket. Anyways, so here's a bit of a test. I got the bearing installed, everything's torqued up the way it should be. Gonna slide that grease gun on the Zerk, and I'm gonna give her some easy pumps here and see what happens. There's 1, 2, 3. I can see something move on the bottom there. You can see some grease coming out on the bottom side there. So in order for it to do that, it's going through the bearing and into the race, and there's a couple of holes for the grease to escape. There's one near the back on this side, and then there's another one about 90 degrees off. So I'm only pumping that lightly because I don't want, you can see over here there's way more grease coming out on this side, right there in the shadows. Anyway, she's full up and looks like she's making a good seal.
Hey, welcome back. We are in the final stages of buttoning up the bearings. A couple more things to do. I would say it's not gone as easy as I expected. Had a few issues. Had a bearing cap crack and had to order a new one of those. Had some difficulty getting the double chain on between axle 2 and the drive shaft, and I lost a set screw, so I had to make one of those. There were a few issues that cropped up. It wasn't as straightforward as I expected, but managed to get it tidied up. So from Argo and Camp Adventures, if you find this useful, all the better.
So I got 2 axles left to install. Unfortunately, the one that I installed all went together well, except I was torquing the flange bolts according to spec, 35 foot-pounds, and the last bolt, you can see a slight crack in the flange carrier. Bugger.